Alright, here's another update. So we've got the front motor mount on. It's only got 2 out of the 3 because there's no boss up there for it. And you can see that it's actually been machined down quite a bit on this block. On the other one it sticks out way far, so we had to shim it out with some washers. 1 bolt. That little guy that's in there, that little 14, it's secured for C, so it's good to go. By the way, these are M12 175s. That little guy back there is my M8, whatever the fuck it is, over in this pile of shit somewhere. Oh, right here. Or excuse me, M1015. So M1015, M12 175. This is a alternator out of a 2014 Nissan QX50, FX50. I don't know, something with a 3.7 liter motor in it. And you can see that right there, beautiful 150 amp alternator. Still was able to use our original bracket that we had. Went down to here. I shaved the front, then ended up having to restack washers. So probably wouldn't have to shave the front of this again if we played it all by ear. Yes, there's a giant ass stack of washers back here until I can get a bushing made to go into here. This bracket actually came off of this alternator on this QX50. I just had to re-ziggy-zag it right there with the old hammer and vise. But that's the stock 6075 belt. This is obviously a much skinnier pulley than needed because these dumbass pulleys, while this is the perfect size for it, where's the stupid fucking bolt? This bolt right here with the special little bushing shoulder that fits ever so beautifully in here. Yeah, guess what? That's the wrong thread pitch. Sorry, there you go. So this is like a 175, like an M10 175. It needs to be an M10 15 because it's a finer thread that threads into here. So we're gonna see if we can find a sleeve to go in here, or a sleeve for one of the standard bolts that we have, one of the standard M10 15s. And then yeah, we've got the main motor mount installed, alternator bracket modified, plenty of room with the belt. Again, all of this is going to get blown apart, cleaned up, powder coated, the whole jazz. This is the stock 6072 dual overhead cam, power steering pump, bracket, modifications, adapter block that I made to keep the top of this secured. It's not going to go anywhere. It's fit. You know, it's solid. Sorry, I'm freaking tired, man. But yeah, just wanted a little quick update on it. Nothing crazy over the top. Once we get all that fitted up, then we're gonna go ahead and tomorrow we're gonna work on getting the intake dropped on here. I'm trying to use the 75 lower and upper with some modifications. So on these stupid ass standoffs, Mitsubishi style standoffs right here, I'll make a longer video of it tomorrow. But on the 74 lower manifold, the 6G rails just bolt right in, everything's gold, perfect. However, on the 75, these stupid little brackets right here are angled. Instead of being angled like these, they're angled in a completely different direction versus the angle of the manifold here. And so you have to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run studs, but I'm going to heat them and bend them so I can drop these manifolds straight onto here. And then in order to make sure they stay properly aligned, I'm going to take these right here and I'm going to shave them down, pretty much shave them down to where I need them to be as a spacer, and then leave one side with the nipple on it. I'm really trying to do both sides. That's why I started casting these in resin. I mean, again, they're not perfect, but they're prototypes. So, I've got a bunch of these cast in resin, And then on these here, I'm going to, I might just cut them in half and then sand them that way, and then re-glue them together at the proper angle. Once I get one set and a jig made, so I know, okay, this is how much I need to take, blah, blah, blah. I only need 4, man. That's the thing that drives me freaking nuts. I only need 4 of those bastards to be able to secure it flat. Now you can, like I said, you can see on the 74 lower manifold that they drop in perfectly. These are the 75 injectors. And yeah, with the normal little square plugs, they drop in perfect. But when you take this spicy boy right here, this is the 6075 manifold, and then you go to drop in your injectors. Sorry, shit's backwards. You can see, whereas these are perfectly square, these guys can tell you to go kiss their ass. There's a little pie shape right there. So the whole purpose of the modified injector or modified spacers is to be able to fill the gap. And this is kind of a straight shot, so what I was going to do is I was going to, because you got a lot of meat up here, I was going to try to buzz that as flat as I could get it, and then drill kind of straight down through the hole so it can go in straight, and then this will be flat up here. So it might be like a aluminum shim up here to keep it flat. Again, you got a lot of meat down here, and then you're gonna, you know, stuff your little wedgeroo down here. Be like, fit, you bastard. And then, like I said, I want to have both the little nipples on here to align top and bottom. And then once those are in, and again, it just sucks because it's literally the one thing keeping you from like the 75 manifold. And you'd be like, well, Mike, if the 74 manifold will work, why can't you just use the 70 or 74 lower and the 75 upper? Well, self, that would be glorious, except that's the gasket for the 74 lower. And as you can see, it's unfortunately considerably off compared to the 75 gasket, which is right there. 74 gasket, bing bong. You know, just fucking boop. Look at that. Yep, 74 gasket. Actually, that's flipped, but you get the point. You get the point. The bolt hole spacing is way off to be able to use the upper and lower plenums differently. And as you can see, you have a much larger volume plenum here on the 75. That's the 74. You know, it should work for what I need it for right now. Again, this is to make it go vroom. It's also considerably shorter in height, so that should help it with the hood clearance, because the 75 plenum again has all this big chamber back here, whereas this one's more profiled. And we can just kind of go with that and see, you know, exactly what the heck's going on. Now this one, I already started shaving and deleting all this bullshit emissions garbage on here. I still gotta TIG weld that hole closed. That's just a casting blemish. And then, yeah, that's my Gixxer 750. We won't talk about her. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at, you know. I mean, just making progress. Tomorrow, we're gonna get these. These are stock OEM header flanges. You know, they bolt right up right there. And then we can start figuring out where we're gonna drop exhaust. You know, because we gotta go through here. These are roughly 1 5/8 holes. Roughly. Where are they? Oh, these right here. These are some form of Chevrolet GM product header. Picked them up off a guy for 50 freaking bucks. They're full length headers. Tons of material, tons of room, tons of tube. Gonna get them up, tack them up, get everything fitted to where we want it. And that's gonna be another pain in the ass, is being able to fit this because of how much deeper this panning is where it goes back. It's gonna put our exhaust back here, whereas it comes out about right here on the stock 6G72. As you can see right there, how much further forward the sump is on the pan and how much more room for activities you have back there. So yeah, so that's going to be a concern, but it's not a huge concern because we can always snake the pipe back. This is still worrisome. I didn't get a chance to get the motor and trans out of the other car so I could get the trans bolted up to this to figure out, yes, it's going to work, or no, we're super screwed. Now I got to get that motor mount up there and figure out if it'll bolt in place or if we're super screwed on that too. But yeah, man, just a little update, you know, and then hopefully I'll get this thing tigged up sometime soon. And then this is my poor donor 6G72 rod knockaroo. I gotta see exactly where the placement is on the rear mount for her to figure out where it mounts there. And again, I still have to figure out if the mid shaft's going to be able to bolt to the block without an adapter bracket. Progress, a little bit every day helps. Till then, you know, if you guys, like I said, I'm new to this, so if you got any suggestions, you know, what I can do better, please, you know, drop them in the comments. If you like what you see and you're curious to know more about it, I'm an open book. I don't think anybody should be gate guarding swap secrets, especially on some, I mean, I'm dropping a 6G75 3.8 liter Myvec engine and my 99 base model 3000 GT. You know, this isn't like next generation platforms, everything, oh my god, super secret hush hush. It's like, bro, she's 25, 24 years old. Let's just all just kind of learn, you know, learn and grow. You know, that would be so beneficial rather than just gate guarding secrets, which almost all this shit's Googleable anyway, which is what I'm going to still have to do with this down here. And googly boogly, these 3 wires here to figure out, are any of them needed? Because obviously you have your power stud here, it's going to ground to the case. And then, yeah, there's only 2 wires that go to this, which is this harness here. 3, 2, something like that. That's the plug for the alternator. I think that grounds the case. Sure, I don't fucking know. I'll have to look back in the manual. Yeah, like I said, if you like what you see, you know, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Let's try not to keep secrets amongst the dying Mitsubishi community, or at least the cool kids, you know, with the 3000 GTs and the Dodge Stealths. You know, those Evo boys, they're a bunch of weirdos, but some of them are pretty cool. But until later, peace.